Imagine for a moment discovering a letter that claims to offer a window into the past, a letter that promises to reveal, in intimate detail, the physical appearance of Jesus Christ. Now, what if I told you that such a letter exists, and it was first widely circulated in Italy during the 15th century? This isn't a piece of modern fiction or a forgotten historical anecdote. It is the Letter of Lentulus, purportedly written by a Roman official who lived in the same era as Jesus. Let that sink in for a second. A Roman official, someone who would have witnessed the rise of Christ and his ministry firsthand, allegedly penned this letter, offering a description of Jesus like no other document of its kind. Throughout history, many have speculated about the appearance of Jesus. Artists, scholars, and theologians alike have contributed to the popular depictions we see in churches, paintings, sculptures, and films. But the letter we're discussing today claims to cut through all that artistic license and provide the actual factual description of Christ. No wonder it left such a powerful impression on Renaissance Italy. It was this very description, found in the Letter of Lentulus, that would influence how artists throughout history chose to depict Jesus. Think of all the images of Christ you've seen. Those majestic paintings of him with flowing robes, kind eyes, and a serene, divine expression. Much of that iconic portrayal has roots in the description provided in this mysterious letter. Now, let's pause here and ask, could this be the most accurate description of Jesus that we've ever encountered? After all, it's claimed to be written by someone who was a contemporary of Jesus. Imagine the significance of that. We're not talking about centuries of second-hand information being passed down and changed over time. No. This is supposed to be a direct account from someone who lived during Christ's time on earth. If that's true, then what this Roman official described would be the closest thing we have to a portrait of Jesus from the time when he walked the earth. This letter paints an image that goes far beyond the vague, generalized descriptions we sometimes hear about Christ. You may have heard phrases like, "He had no form or majesty that we should look at him," as the Bible describes in Isaiah. But this letter adds color, texture, and nuance to that image. It claims to give a detailed account of Jesus' hair, eyes, skin tone, and even the manner in which he carried himself. If you have ever wondered what Jesus truly looked like, this letter provides a glimpse, something concrete to imagine. As intriguing as it is, we must ask, how reliable is this letter? Could it be the key to unlocking the true image of Christ, or is it merely another legend that has gained traction over time? By the end of this video, I guarantee you will walk away with a deeper understanding of what Jesus may have actually looked like. Not just the image of him that we've been accustomed to seeing in cathedrals and churches, but a description that was allegedly written by someone who lived at the same time as Christ. If you're like me, you've probably encountered countless images of Jesus throughout your life, and maybe, at times, you've wondered how historically accurate those depictions are. The Letter of Lentulus dares to provide an answer to that question. It offers a physical description that has influenced centuries of artwork, creating a ripple effect that continues to this day. Now, I understand that this may challenge some of the perceptions you've held about Christ's appearance. It might even be a hard truth for some of you to accept. We've grown so accustomed to certain portrayals of Jesus, whether it's the long-haired, fair-skinned figure in Renaissance paintings or the darker, more rugged depiction that some modern scholars suggest. But the description we're about to explore offers a new angle, one that may surprise you. It's a description that many have clung to as the most authentic, direct portrayal of Jesus. And yet, it remains shrouded in mystery and debate. As we dive into the contents of the letter, keep in mind that this isn't just a piece of forgotten history. The Letter of Lentulus has influenced the way millions have envisioned Christ for centuries. Every brushstroke in religious art, every sculpture in a grand cathedral, and every stained glass window depicting the Savior may have been influenced in some way by this letter. The impact it has had on our collective image of Jesus cannot be overstated. But how did this letter, with all its grandeur and mystique, come to be so widely accepted? How did a simple letter, allegedly written by a Roman official, come to define the way we visualize one of the most significant figures in history? And perhaps more importantly, is it accurate? These are questions we will explore together as we dissect the Letter of Lentulus, scrutinizing its claims, its historical context, and its lasting legacy. Consider subscribing for more videos coming up. Now let's start. Here is his description of Jesus in the letter. Lentulus, the governor of the Jerusalemites, to the Roman Senate and people, greetings. There has appeared in our times, and there still lives, a man of great power, virtue, called Jesus Christ. The people call him Prophet of Truth, his disciples, Son of God. He raises the dead and heals infirmities. He is a man of medium size, statura procerus, mediocris et spectabilis. He has a venerable aspect, and his beholders can both fear and love him. His hair is of the colour of the ripe hazelnut, straight down to the ears, but below the ears wavy and curled, with a bluish and bright reflection flowing over his shoulders. It is parted in two on the top of the head, after the pattern of the Nazarenes. His brow is smooth and very cheerful, with a face without wrinkle or spot, embellished by a slightly reddish complexion. His nose and mouth are faultless. His beard is abundant, of the colour of his hair, not long but divided at the chin. His aspect is simple and mature, his eyes are changeable and bright. He is terrible in his reprimands, sweet and amiable in his admonitions, cheerful without loss of gravity. He was never known to laugh, but often to weep. His stature is straight, his hands and arms beautiful to behold. His conversation is grave, infrequent and modest. He is the most beautiful among the children of men. So, let's look at some of the backstory of this letter, and how it got to Rome. The Letter of Lentulus made its appearance in several Florentine publications around 1460, notably alongside works by influential humanists like Petrarch and Boccaccio. Its reach extended beyond Italy, as it was soon printed in Germany within Ludolf the Carthusian's Life of Christ, Cologne 1474, and in the introduction to the works of St. Anselm, Nuremberg, 1491. Despite its association with these works, it is not the creation of either Ludolf or St. Anselm. According to historical manuscripts, a member of the prestigious Colonna family, Giacomo, is said to have discovered the letter in 1421 within an ancient Roman document that had been sent to Rome from Constantinople. Originally believed to have been written in Greek, it was likely translated into Latin during the 13th or 14th century. However, its current form reflects the style and influence of Renaissance humanists who lived during the 15th or 16th centuries. One particularly notable account, given by Christopher Milius, an 18th century librarian from Jena, claims that the letter was once written in gold lettering on red paper and lavishly bound, though this ornate manuscript has since been lost. The letter's reach was remarkable, as evidenced by Ernst von Dobschütz, who catalogued over 75 historical manuscripts of the Letter of Lentulus from Germany, France, and Italy, all containing varying versions of the text. Yet, despite its widespread presence in these collections, the letter's authenticity has been a subject of debate for centuries. Authenticity and controversy. One of the primary reasons the Letter of Lentulus is regarded as apocryphal is the fact that no Roman governor or procurator of Judea during the time of Jesus is known to have borne the name Lentulus. Furthermore, the style of the letters addressed to the Roman Senate would not have aligned with the formal communication of a Roman official of that time. The Roman consul Publius Lentulus, mentioned in the deeds of the divine Augustus, held office in 18 BCE, long before the events of Jesus' life, leading to further doubts about the letter's origins. Another key issue with the letter's credibility lies in its language. The author uses phrases like prophet of truth and sons of men, which are distinctively Hebrew idioms, along with the explicit use of Jesus Christ, a name that had become widely associated with Christian worship centuries after Jesus' death. These details suggest that the letter may have been shaped by Christian piety, with the author describing Jesus in a manner consistent with the later Christian ideal. Tracing the letter's history. In the 19th century, the scholar Friedrich Münter speculated that the letter might date as far back as the reign of Diocletian in the 3rd century, though this theory has not gained widespread acceptance among modern scholars. Nevertheless, the letter has continued to be a subject of fascination for historians and theologians alike. In 1680, the first English translation of the Letter of Lentulus appeared. This version named its author as Publius Lentulus, identifying him as a Roman prefect in Judea during the reign of Emperor Tiberius. While this translation gave new life to the letter in the English-speaking world, its claims have since been viewed with skepticism. Legacy and impact on Christian art. Despite the uncertainties surrounding its origins, the Letter of Lentulus has left a lasting mark, particularly in the realm of Christian art. The detailed description of Jesus contained in the letter influenced how artists portrayed him for centuries. From his majestic bearing to his noble features, the image of Jesus shaped by this letter became a standard reference for countless paintings, sculptures, and other works of religious art. Though the letter's authenticity is disputed, it has nevertheless contributed to the broader understanding of how early Christians, and perhaps later Renaissance humanists, envisioned Jesus. Whether as a genuine historical document or a product of later Christian imagination, the Letter of Lentulus continues to intrigue scholars, religious figures, and art historians alike. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and share it to help us reach a wider audience and keep the channel growing. We'd also love to hear your thoughts on this letter. Do you believe it's authentic or a forgery? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.